Tales from the Perilous Realm, from the works of j.r.r. Tolkien. Farmer Giles of Ham.
The realm of Faerie is a perilous one. A man may count himself fortunate to have wandered there, but it is dangerous for him to ask too many questions, lest the gates be shut and the keys be lost. This realm is wide and high and filled with many things. Shoreless seas, stars uncounted, beauty that is an enchantment, and an ever-present peril. Both joy and sorrow as sharp as swords, and all manner of birds and beasts, and especially the dragon. Which brings me to the curious tale which follows. It was originally written in Latin, and entitled by the scribe who wrote it.
Aegidii, Aenobarbi, Iuliae, Agricolae de...
But let me give it to you in English, or what scholars call the vulgar tongue. The rise and wonderful adventures of Farmer Giles, Lord of Tame, Count of Worminghall, and King of the Little Kingdom. Or Farmer Giles of Ham. He was a stocky character with a red beard who lived in the midmost parts of the island of Britain before the coming of Arthur, in a village called Ham.
It may be, as some people have said, that Ham is only a village, but its people are proud and independent, and I have long been one of its most distinguished inhabitants.
But folk were fewer then, so most men were distinguished.
My name, in full, is Aegidius Ahenobarbus Iulius Agricola de Hamo.
But as there was more time in those days, I'm simply going to call him Farmer Giles. And Farmer Giles had a dog.
I'm Garm, and I don't have as many names as my master, because dogs aren't entitled to use Latin and have to make do with short names in what the parson calls the vernacular.
Garm couldn't talk even dog Latin, but as you can hear, he could use the vulgar tongue.
I've got 3 ways of talking. The first one's for beggars and anyone trespassing on my master's farm. Clear off, go away, or I'll bite your leg off. The second is for the other dogs in the village. My master's Farmer Giles. He's the most important person in Ham, and I'm his dog. And the third way is the one I use when I'm talking to my master. Garm's a good dog, master. Give him a bone, please.
Down, Garm, shut up! Bad dog!
Garm was both proud and afraid of Giles, who could bully and brag better than he could. Still, Garm has a part in this story, which took place when nothing very memorable had happened in Ham for quite a long time.
Someone's always complaining that nothing happens these days. But who wants things happening? Who wants to be bothered about the wide world with its forests and wild hills? I'm not interested in anything outside my fields, the village, and the nearest market. In fact, I've got my hands full just keeping the wolf from the door.
And I'm busy helping him.
Oh, shut up, Garm.
However, among things that were still at large in the outside world in those days were giants.
Giants? Rude, stupid, troublesome folk who fortunately live a long way off in the wild.
Except one day, one of the ruder, stupider giants, who was nearsighted and rather deaf, went for a walk and got lost.
That's odd. I don't know this part of the country at all. Well, Or perhaps I'm going the wrong way. Let's head over in this direction. Nearly summertime and I go and get lost. Once night comes on, well, I'll never find my way home. I wonder if I'm near anywhere in particular.
He was. In particular, he was really very near the farm of Egidius Ahenobarbus Julius Farmer Giles of Ham. And as it had turned out a fine night, and as Garm had a fancy for moonshine and rabbits, the dog had sneaked out of the kitchen without permission to go for a walk.
This is much more fun than dozing by the fire. What's that thumping? Better go and see. It's getting louder and nearer. Oh, a giant! What a size! And crossing the river! Oh no! He's going to tread on Galatea, the master's favourite cow! Oh! Squashed! Flat as master could have squashed a black beetle! Must warn master! Must wake him up!
Easier barked than done.
Giles!
What's that?
It's that wretched dog. He's out again. Oh, Giles, wake up.
Wake up! Wake up! Help! 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 Wake up! Wake up!
All this row middle of the night? I'll shut him up. Where's that beer bottle?
Ah, there you are. Help! Help!
Shut up!
Help! Help! Help!
Drat you, dog! What be you a-doing?
Nothing.
I'll give you nothing. I'll kill you if you make another sound.
Oh.
What's come to you, you fool?
Nothing, but something's come to you.
What do you mean, you saucy dog?
There's a giant in your fields, and he's coming this way. Help! Help!
What?
He's bursting all your hedges, and he's crushing all your crops. You must be bold and quick, master, or you'll soon have nothing left. Oh!
Shut up! Giant? Lord of mercy, what shall I do?
Oh, get back to bed and don't be a fool and drown that dog in the morning.
But he said there's a giant.
There's no call to believe what a dog says. They'll tell any tale when caught truanting or thieving.
Maybe, Agatha, and maybe not.
Giants.
Yeah, but that dog was frightened.
Don't stand there arguing. If you believe the dog, then fetch your blunderbuss. You're always bragging that you're the only person in the village who's got one.
But I've never fired it. I only use it to scare off trespassers.
Then it's about time you found out if it works, and hurry up about it before this giant, if there is one, turns up.
Hurry up, master!
All right. All these newfangled things take time. I've put in a good charge of gunpowder, but I can't find that shot you're supposed to fire. I just have to use what I can.
Oh, quick! The giant's coming!
Oh, nails and bits of wire, bones and stones and broken pots.
Looks like a lot of old rubbish to me.
You hold your tongue. Now come along.
I'll follow you in a minute, master.
Where are you going now? Cursed dog. Never with you when you want him.
Be bold and quick, says Agatha. I don't feel either. Just a bit loose about the belt. Full moon, but nothing to see, only shadows.
What I hear isn't a shadow.
Where have you been skulking?
Oh.
Right, now, come on. Now, let's take a look over the brow of this hill.
Look! It's him! Yeah!
Point the gun at his large, ugly face!
That's what I'm doing!
Well, hold it still!
Shut up!
There it all goes! Bones and stones and nails and wire! Blast! What was that?
He's gonna tread right on me!
Get up, master! You stopped him in his tracks and no mistake!
You mean I got him?
A bit of broken pot in the eye and a large nail stuck in his nose! I'm stung, that's what. I've heard tell that away east in the fens, like there are dragonflies that can bite like hot pincers. This must be something of that kind. I'm not going any further this way. I'll just take a couple of these sheep to eat later and try and find my way home again. And I shan't be coming back in a hurry neither.
Husband, my hero.
Oh, Agatha!
Bless you, Master Giles.
Oh, it was nothing, Parson.
Nothing. You've saved our little village from a terrible fate. So that blunderbuss contraption of yours actually worked.
Well, so it seems, Miller.
Quite the man of the hour, Giles.
Thank you, Smith.
Though I doubt if we've heard the last of all this.
And indeed they hadn't. The news soon spread from village to village, and it grew in the telling.
Did you hear? What? About Giles of Ham. Scared away a giant that was killing all the cattle. Really? Did you hear? What? About Giles of Ham? No.
What of the giant that were killing all the children?
Really? Did you hear? What? About Giles of Ham? Yes. Killed a giant with his two bare hands.
Did you hear?
Till it came to the ears of the king.
His Royal Majesty Augustus Bonifacius Ambrosius Aurelianus Antoninus Pius et Magnificus.
Yes. Now, about this giant slayer from Ham that we've been hearing about.
Egidius, Ahenobarbus, Julius, Agricola...
Yes, whatever his name is. Such prompt expulsion of a giant so injurious seems to us worthy of note and some little courtesy.
A letter, Majesty?
Exactly, one of those special ones, red ink and everything. Perhaps some little token. Do we have anything suitable?
We do have a sword with belt that's been hanging around the armoury for some time now. Plain, heavy thing. The kind of sword that's quite out of fashion these days.
Oh, sounds like the very thing for a present to a rustic. Send it along.
Antoninus Pius et Magnificus Dux Rex Tyrannus et Basileus Mediterranearum Partium Subscribo. And the Red Seal, the genuine article.
Fancy a letter from the king.
It's no more than the master deserves, though of course I helped a bit.
You count yourself lucky you didn't get that whipping I promised you.
Yes, we're very proud of him, aren't we, Miller?
Aye, Parson. A royal sword, too. All very impressive, eh, Smith?
Heavy, clumsy thing. That'll never be much use to you, unless you take up fighting dragons as well as giants.
Now, as it happened, the giant had eventually arrived back at home in the wild hills with some tall tales of his adventures. Among those who listened with interest was a dragon, a cunning, inquisitive, greedy, well-armoured dragon.
I am called Chrysophylax dives, for I am of ancient and imperial lineage, and I am very rich.
Ah, yes, well, I can't remember what I'm called. But I'm a great and daring traveller who's seen many of the wonders of the wide world, including a very decent little country down away east.
Oh?
Yes, a nice land, you know, pretty flat, soft to the feet, and plenty to eat for the taking.
Really?
Oh, yes, cows and sheep all over the place, easy to spot if you look carefully.
What about the people?
Tell you the truth, I don't think I ever saw any.
And knights?
Not a knight to be seen or heard of. Here, I came across nothing worse than a few stinging flies by the river.
And these rich lands, these delectable regions full of undefended cattle, which way do they lie?
Oh, away east or southeast, but it's a long journey.
Maybe not so long, if you were as mortally hungry as I am.
So one winter's day, about a week before Christmas, Chrysophylax spread his wings and took off.
Well, here we are.
Plump in the heart of the Midland realm of Augustus Bonifacius Rex et Basileus. In a very short while, he had done a great deal of damage, smashing and burning and devouring sheep and cattle and horses and dogs. Which reminds me of Garm, who had gone off on a long expedition.
I think that rabbit went this way, into the woods. That's a funny smell. Not very nice either. What is it? It's a tail. All scaly and with a barbed tip on the end. I wonder...
What?
A dragon! Help! 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 Help!
Oh, wife, let that dratted dog in and take a stick to him.
Oh, that barking's giving me the jitters ever since that business with the giant.
Yeah, it's a reminder that unexpected things can happen when all seems to be going well. Now, what have you been doing this time?
Nothing.
Well, stop doing it, or I'll skin you. Here, have a sausage. Catch.
Thank you, Master. I've done no wrong. I didn't mean no harm. But I came on a dragon accidental like, and it frightened me.
Dragon. Drat you for a good-for-nothing nosy Parker. What do you want to go and find a dragon for? Where was it?
North, over the hills and far away, beyond the standing stones.
Oh, away there. Oh, they're queer folk in those parts, I've heard tell. Let them get on with it. And don't come worrying me with such tales. Go and get out.
Garm got out and spread the news all over the village.
There's a dragon abroad.
Dragon? There hasn't been a dragon around here for years. Well, as long as it doesn't come too close.
That's all right. Master's not frightened. I told him about the dragon. Quite cool he was. He went on with his breakfast.
Well, a dragon.
Fancy.
Like old times.
Yeah, and a Christmas coming too. So seasonable.
Yeah, there was always a dragon hunt just before Christmas.
Oh, the king will be pleased.
Why are our knights still doing nothing about this menace? He's not only eating sheep and cows and one or two persons of tender age, he's just eaten the parson at Oakley.
Your knights, sire, have yet to hear officially of this matter.
Then let us officially bring it to your notice, fully and formally, and ask for necessary action to be taken at your early convenience.
Very good, sire, but I'm not sure how early that will be.
Why?
The Christmas tournament, sire.
What?
The knights of many realms have been invited and will be competing for a valuable prize.
It would be unreasonable to spoil some of the knights' chances by sending them off on a dragon hunt before the tournament is over.
And after Christmas?
Unfortunately, there's the New Year holiday.
And then, of course, there's the Feast of St. Valentine.
On the night of New Year's Day, the people of Ham could see a blaze in the distance. The dragon had come much closer and settled in a wood about 10 miles away, where it burned merrily. He was a hot dragon when he felt in the mood.
I'd like to know what those knights do to earn their keep.
So should we, Master Giles.
Still, you know, Parson, I'm told there are some men who get knighthoods by sheer merit. After all, our good Master Giles here's already a knight in a manner of speaking. Didn't the king send him a red letter and a sword?
Oh, there's more to knighthood than a sword. There's dubbing and all that, so I understand.
But the king would do the dubbing, I don't doubt, if he were asked. Let's ask him before it's too late.
No. Dubbing's not for my sort. I'm a farmer and proud of it, a plain honest man, and honest men fare ill at court, they say.
But do you have to go to court and be a knight before you kill a dragon? Only yesterday I heard Master Giles declare that courage is all that's needed.
Well, yes,
surely Giles has as much courage as any knight.
Yes, indeed.
Twice as much. 3 cheers for the hero of Ham! Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
What's the matter, husband?
First I become an important local figure. Now I'm hero of the countryside.
Well, you've always said you are one of Ham's most distinguished inhabitants.
What are you doing, master? Why are you taking down your sword the king sent you?
Oh, finish your bow.
What are you doing now? Why are you putting it away in the cupboard?
Shut up!
Oh, that's right, husband.
The people are looking to you to help them, Master Giles. When are you going to start?
Oh, well, Parson, I've rather a lot on hand. My mare's gone lame, the lambing has started, and my cowman is sick and all. It's very awkward for me just now, and that's a fact. What's the matter? What are you looking for?
The sword. I was wondering where the king's sword had gone.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yes, you are, master. It's in the cupboard.
Oh, yes, it is, of course. I'd forgotten.
May I see it?
Oh, very well. Here it is. What's happening?
Oh, merciful heaven!
It's jumped clean out of me hand.
And left from its sheath.
Well, I don't understand this. I'd best put it back in its sheath. That's very odd. It won't go in. It's ridiculous. Go in.
Oh, dear me, this is very peculiar. May I take a closer look, Master Giles? Aha. Look, there's an inscription on the sheath, and some epigraphical signs are visible also on the sword.
Indeed, and what may that amount to?
Oh, the characters are archaic and the language barbaric.
But what does it say?
A little closer inspection will be required. If I may borrow the sword for a short time.
I'd be glad to see the back of it.
Now then. Well, this looks more likely. Fascinating. So that's what it is. Well.
What's all this about then, Parson? That there dragon's too close for comfort. We ought to be locked up in our cellars.
This is very important, Smith. Our good Master Giles, by the King's grace, is now the owner of Cowdy Mordax.
Who? What?
The famous sword, more vulgarly known as Tailbiter.
You mean the one that belonged to Bellamarius, the great dragon slayer of legend?
Yes, Miller, the very same.
Oh, and how do you know?
The sword will not stay sheathed if a dragon is within 5 miles. And, without doubt, in a brave man's hands, no dragon can resist it.
Well, Master Giles, I'll have to do something now.
What the devil do that lot want? Come on, Gam. Now then, what's all this? One at a time. It's my busy morning, you know.
Well, Giles, if you let us in, I'll explain.
What, me? Go dragon hunting in my old leggings and waistcoat? Dragon fights need some kind of armour from all I've heard tell. There isn't any armour in this house, and that's a fact.
If that's the only problem, then Master Smith will make you some.
I can't make armour out of nout.
It doesn't look as if there's much to be done, then.
What about ring mail? That'd be help.
You don't know what you're talking about. Ring mail needs the skill of dwarves, with every little ring fitting into 4 others in all. Even if I had the craft, I should be working for weeks. We'd all be in our graves before then. Well, leastways in the dragon.
Oh, well, never mind.
I've heard tell that in the old days, those who couldn't buy real ring mail had stitched steel rings on a leather shirt and be content with that. Master Giles has got an old leather jerkin, I'm sure, and there's a great pile of links and rings in the smithy.
Not enough there isn't for someone with so broad a back and breast as Master Giles.
Then you can split up some old chains, and if you have the skill, hammer the links into rings.
I suppose so, but it doesn't sound very satisfactory to me.
I'm sure it'll be fine. After all, Master Giles will have Tailbiter with him.
Right.
Tell you what, give us a pair of breeches and we'll sew rings on them as well.
So the work got underway. Then early on Epiphany, they took Master Giles his makeshift armour. He cut a queer figure, but they didn't tell him so.
Here, take Cowdy Mordax. Since it won't go back in its sheath, you'll have to carry it. There, most impressive.
Don't forget these, if you're really going on this fool's errand.
What do you want to wear that old cloak for? Covering up all our hard work.
And that battered old hat when the cobbler's made you this wonderful helmet.
Well, if it's your notion to go dragon hunting, jingling and dingling like Canterbury bells, it ain't mine. It don't seem sense to me to let a dragon know you're coming along the road sooner than need be, and let the worms see only my old felt hat over the hedge, and maybe I'll get nearer before the trouble begins.
Oh, you take care of yourself, you old idiot.
I reckon I will. Dog?
I'll look after the mistress, master, till you return.
You are coming with me.
Oh!
Now stop it, or I'll give you worse than any dragon could.
Oh!
You know the smell of this worm, and maybe you'll prove useful for once.
Here's your grey mare, Master Giles. I'll give you a hand up.
Well, thank you. You don't like the sound of dragon hunting, do you, girl? But go we must. This is it, then? Come along, dog. Stop slinking along with your tail down. We're off to find the dragon.
That's why I'm slinking.
A nice end to Christmas and all. And I'll be lucky if it don't prove the end of me, too. Well, the dragon's certainly been around here, all right. Broken trees, burned hedges, blackened grass, and a nasty, uncanny silence. But no sign of the beast itself. And a lot of use that dog is, skulking along back there. What are you doing, Gam?
I'm guarding the rear, master.
You'll need to guard your own if you let me walk into a dragon's jaws. Well, there doesn't seem to be so much damage here. Quiet and peaceful, really. Well, perhaps we'll just see where this bit of road leads.
Good morning. Were you looking for me by any chance?
Oh, no, indeed. Who'd have thought of seeing you here? I was just going for a ride.
Then we meet by good luck. The pleasure is mine.
Aye, but I must be after that dog of mine. He's gone after rabbits, I fancy.
I fancy not. He will get home a long time before you do, I expect. But pray proceed on your way, Master... Let me see, I don't think I know your name.
Oh, nor I yours. And we'll leave it at that.
As you like. I'm just going to close my eyes and go back to sleep. Don't mind me.
Here, girl. I don't believe for one moment he's asleep. He'll have a wicked heart, as dragons all have. But he doesn't seem so very bold, although I've heard that's not unusual.
He thinks I'm not very bold for a dragon. But the point is, I just prefer a meal I don't have to fight for.
Still, he's not to be trusted.
Still, I'm not to be trusted. It's years since I tasted a large, fat man like this fellow. Just wait till the old fool's off his guard.
He's waiting till I'm off my guard. Here, girl, hold still. But I've got my eye on him.
He's got his eye on me. This calls for the use of an old trick. Distract and attack. Haven't you dropped something?
Why, so I have.
As soon as he stoops, I'll spring.
My sword. I better pick that up.
What's that thing?
Oh, it's nothing. Its proper name is Caudimordax, the sword that cannot be sheathed when the dragon is near. But you may know it better by the name of Tailbiter, the sword of Belomarius, greatest of all dragon slayers.
My mistake. I beg your pardon. Well, I don't think you've treated me fair.
How not? And anyway, why should I?
You have concealed your honourable name and pretended that our meeting was by chance. Yet you are plainly a knight of high lineage.
I am no knight. I am Farmer Giles of Ham, and I can't abide trespassers. I've shot giants with my blunderbuss before now for doing less damage than you have.
What on earth is one to do with a bold farmer and a sword so bright and aggressive? Chrysophylax Dives is my name, Chrysophylax the Rich. Let's hope we can avoid a fight. What can I do for your honour?
Let's hope we can avoid a fight. You can take yourself off, you horny old varmint. Go right away from here and get back to your own dirty den.
You got my right wing. I think I'll be on my way. I can't take off. I shall have to run. How very undignified.
Come on, old girl! After him! Go on, Christian! Go on, get going! Go on, get going, old dragon!
The dragon galloped, so did the mare, and the farmer bawled and shouted and waved Tailbiter about a lot. The faster the dragon ran, the more bewildered he became. And all the while the grey mare kept close behind him. On they pounded, down the lanes, through the gaps in the fences, over many fields and across many brooks.
Come on! We're gaining on him!
Hurrah! We've caught the dragon! Hurrah! Hurrah!
Impudent hound, where have you been skulking?
I'll tell them you're coming! Hurrah!
And so when they finally arrived in Ham, there was quite a reception awaiting them.
I surrender. I surrender. Good people and gallant warrior. Don't kill me. I am very rich. I'll pay for all the damage I've done. I'll give you each a really good present if you'll only let me go home and fetch it.
How much?
Well, how many of you are there? 1, 2, yes, lots. Well, 13 and 8pence each.
Nonsense!
2 gold guineas each, and children half price.
What about dogs?
Go on, we're listening.
£10 and a purse of silver for every soul, and gold collars for the dogs. A bag of gold for everybody, and diamonds for the ladies.
Diamonds? Hey! Now you're talking, but not good enough.
Dear me, I shall be ruined.
You deserve it. You can choose between being ruined and being killed where you lie. Make your mind up.
Name your own price.
Vile worm, this is what we demand of you.
Tell him, parson!
And that you must bring back to this spot all your ill-gotten wealth. And after recompensing those whom you have injured, we will share it fairly among ourselves. And now you must make an oath to return with your ransom.
And it had better be a strong enough oath that even the conscience of a miserable worm will be bound by it.
Great knight, holy man, and respected men and women of Ham, I see now that I am ruined. By these tears that fall and steam upon the road of your fair village, and by all the dragon hordes in all the mountains of the realm, I solemnly swear that I shall return with all my wealth.
In 8 days' time, on the feast of St. Hilarious and St. Felix.
It will be as you demand of me.
Hey!
To our next meeting, then. I am sure we shall all look forward to it.
We shall indeed, dragon, we shall indeed.
Hey, and don't forget to keep your promise, or it'll go ill for you.
Ominous names, Hilarious and Felix. I don't like the sound of them.
The news of all these goings-on in Ham ran through the realm like fire, and lost nothing in the telling, and it wasn't long before it reached the ears of the king.
His Royal Majesty, Augustus, Bonifacius, Ambrosius, Aurelianus, Antoninus, Pius et Magnificus...
Yes. Now, about this business with the dragon. That fellow from Ham seems to have managed what our own knights were incapable of doing.
A fluke, Your Majesty.
Pure luck, sire.
Yes, well, the important thing is that the dragon's gone and promised to bring back and hand over all its treasure. Now, since the Royal Exchequer currently appears to be a little low on funds, we have decided it is time that we paid a state visit to Ham.
Brilliant idea, Your Majesty.
Inspired, sire.
And it will also give you all an opportunity to convey your personal congratulations to Master Giles.
Yes, sire.
As you wish.
God save the king! This, sire, is Master Egidius, the saviour of our humble village.
Your Majesty?
No need to kneel. Do get up. By the way, might we call you Giles?
Oh, I'd be honoured, sire.
I'm his dog, by the way.
Shut up.
Fanfare. We have graced your village today with our royal presence in order to pay our respects to Master Giles. We are sure we speak for all when we say that we, and especially the royal knights, will all sleep sounder in our beds in the knowledge that we have been saved from the ravages of that miscreant Chrysophylax. Now we come to the matter of the dragon's wealth. This, of course, rightfully belongs to ourselves as lord of the land. Yet we are, as all know, both just and generous. And our good liege Egidius, or Giles, shall be suitably rewarded. Nor shall any of our loyal subjects in this place go without some token of our esteem, from the parson to the youngest child.
No mention of dogs again, I notice.
I bet the king's esteem won't rise to the £10 the dragon was offering. We should have settled with the worm and kept it private.
Never mind, Miller. Things could have been a lot worse.
The fact is, it's all right for you, Charles. You're going to get a reward.
More importantly, I got back in one piece.
We shall be pleased to confer our presence on your village until the feast of Hilarious and Felix and the day of reckoning with the dragon.
January the 14th came, and everybody was up and about early. Midday came. Afternoon and evening, and eventually midnight struck. But there was no dragon.
I told you so.
Still, he was badly hurt.
Perhaps we didn't give him enough time. Hey, it's a powerful long way to the mountains, and he would have a lot to carry.
Maybe he's had to get help.
And maybe he hasn't.
Folk of Ham, as there appears to be no sign of the promised dragon, we have decided to take our leave of you now. You will hear from us in due course.
We have this day received a letter from His Majesty, which I will now translate and read for you. The worm or dragon, styling himself Chrysophylax the Rich, shall be sought out and punished for his misdemeanours. Inasmuch as Master Egidius A.J. Agricola, that's our Farmer Giles, of course, has proved himself a trusty man and well able to deal with giants, dragons, and other enemies of the king's peace. And now, therefore, we command him to ride forth at once. Well, I'm sure I speak for us all when I say that the king has accorded Master Giles a high honour.
Honour be blowed.
Master Giles is certainly rising in the world. I hope he'll know us when he gets back.
Well, Miller, maybe you never will get back.
That's enough from you, Horseface. And I'll tell you what, Master Smith, if I ever get back, even yours and the Miller's Company will be welcome. Still, it is some comfort to think that I shall be missing you both for a bit.
I suppose you really have to go, husband.
Aye, unfortunately, Agatha, I can't give the king the same excuse as I can give the neighbours. So lambs and no lambs, ploughing and non-milk or water, I've just got to go. I wonder where that dratted dog is. Still, I expect it only proved more trouble than he was worth.
Now, farewell, Spenser.
Farewell, love.
God go with you, and return safely.
Aye, and come back and find all me house and land in a pickle, last dragons.
Has he gone?
Yes. And where were you hiding? You good-for-nothing cur.
Oh, I'll never see dear master again. And he was so terrible and splendid. I wish I had gone with him. I do.
Oh, shut up. Now, you'll never live to see if he comes back or he don't.
Oh.
When Giles got to court, he was tired and dusty. But the knights, who were annoyed that the king had ordered a farmer to ride with them, were standing by their horses and insisted on setting off the moment he arrived. For 3 days they rode, and eventually they reached the dark and inhospitable mountains.
Master Agidius, those prints in the sand by the stream there, what are they?
Shh! Dragon marks.
Ah.
And the beast that made them is not far off.
Tailbiter knows a dragon is near.
There! It's coming!
Come on, old girl, let's move! Giddy up, come on! Come on! What's the matter with you? It's all right, keep calm. We've seen this old worm before. He's finishing those knights off easily enough. It's a good job. We've got old Tailbiter here. Brace yourself, girl. Excuse me, but were you looking for me by any chance?
No, indeed. Who'd have thought of seeing you here? I was just flying about.
Then we meet by good luck, and the pleasure is mine, for I was looking for you. And what's more, I've a bone to pick with you. Several bones, in a manner of speaking.
Oh.
Aye, aye. Careful. I still have Tailbiter.
Hey! That wasn't my tail, that was almost my nose.
Then stop snorting, you're upsetting the horse.
I hope you haven't come to kill me, good master.
Nay, I said naught about killing. No, the reason I came, Chrysophylax, is because I want to talk about that solemn promise you made.
What about it?
You're 9 a month late and payment is overdue. It'll be every bit of your treasure this time, and no market tricks, or dead you'll be, and I shall hang your skin from our church steeple as a warning.
Very well, then, you'd better come back to my cave.
How far is it?
About 5 miles, as the dragon flies.
You lead the way, then, and no tricks, worm. Remember, I've got Tailbiter, and it'll be very near your tail. On you go.
Here we are, then.
Well, this is grand and no mistake. Iron pillars and great brass doors. Years ago, this must have been a tomb of some great man or giant.
Perhaps, but now it's the home of Chrysophylax Dives. See you in a little while.
Over!
Oh!
Don't make such a fuss. It was only the flat of the blade. Now listen, before you go in, I've something to say to you. If you ain't outside again in quick time with something worth bringing, I shall come in after you and cut off your tail to begin with. Understand?
I understand. There. Another chest of gold. And 2 of diamonds.
What's the matter, lass? Wondering who's going to carry all this heavy stuff home? Never you worry. We'll make the old worm do the carting.
Mercy on us. If I carry all this, it will be near the death of me. And a bag more I never could manage, not if you killed me for it.
Then there is more still, is there?
Yes, enough to keep me respectable.
I think it's a rare wonder, but I reckon you're now speaking near the truth.
I am, Master, and if you will leave me what remains, I'll be your friend forever, and I will carry all this treasure back to your honour's own house, and not to the king's. And I will help you to keep it, what's more.
Let me think this over. If I drive the worm to despair, he may turn and fight in the end, tail-biter or no tail-biter, in which case, if I'm not killed myself, I shall have to kill my transport and leave most of the treasure up here in the mountains. All right, Chrysophylax. Done. And now we'd best get loaded up. No more complaining, worm. It's time to set off.
What's all that noise about?
It's the people, Lord. They've just heard the news.
What news do they know that we don't?
It's the dragon, sire. He's, come back.
What? Summon our knights, or what's left of them.
There's no need, Lord. With Master Giles behind him, the dragon is tame as tame.
Is there any sign of our treasure?
They say there's a veritable mountain of it, Lord.
Excellent. When will it arrive? A good man, that Master Giles always says so. Send him to us as soon as he comes.
Your pardon, Lord, but we hear that the farmer's gone straight to his own home.
He had no business to go home without reporting. Much displeased.
Yes, Lord.
In fact, send for the fellow immediately.
It's a day's hard riding to Ham, Lord.
Then as immediately as possible.
Sire, the messenger is returned from Ham.
Master Giles will not come, Lord.
Lightning of heaven, command him to come on Tuesday next, or he shall be cast into prison for life.
Yes, Lord. Your pardon, Lord, but, he still will not come.
10,000 thunders. Take this fool to prison instead.
No!
Now, send some men to fetch this churlish fellow Giles and bring him here in chains.
How many men?
What do you mean?
Well, there's Giles himself and the villagers, if they won't give him up. Which they probably won't, since he's now not so much the hero of the countryside as the darling of the land. And, of course, there's the dragon. And that magic sword you gave him.
Brooms, tails, and fiddlesticks. If one wants a job done, one must do it oneself. Saddle my white horse at once, and summon whatever knights and men-at-arms you can muster. That's the bridge that crosses the river to Ham.
Good day!
That's him. That's the fellow there, sitting on his horse as bold as brass, holding our sword. Forward, men!
Look out, Master! Here they come!
Surrender, Giles!
Good morning, Lord!
Your manners are unfit for our presence. You'll get no reward after this. And you'll be lucky if you escape hanging.
I've got my reward, I reckon. But what are all these knights and men for, by any chance? If you want to take me away, you'll need a lot more.
Give us our sword!
Give us your crown!
Lightning of heaven, seize him and bind him!
Help! 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 Look! Coming up from the river! It's the dragon! The dragon!
Go home, you fools, or I will tear you to pieces.
What's happening? I can't see a thing. All this smoke.
Listen. There are knights lying cold in the mountain pass, and soon there'll be more in the river. All the king's horses and all the king's men.
We will not parley with the worm. We hereby challenge you, Giles, to stand forth and fight with us now. Hand to hand in single combat.
Nay, Lord, go home and get cool. I don't want to hurt you, but you best be off, or I won't be answerable for the worm.
And nobody is answerable for Chrysophylax skeevers.
Good day, Your Majesty!
This is not the end of the affair. You mark my words.
But it was the end of the Battle of the Bridge of Ham. Never a penny of all the treasure did the king get, nor any word of apology from Farmer Giles. Chrysophylax remained a long time in Ham and was housed in the tithe barn. Giles found this very useful. After all, a man who has a tamed dragon is naturally respected.
Master Aegidius de Hamo will henceforth be given the title Dominus de Domito Serpente,
which in the vulgar tongue means Lord of the Tame Worm. Before long, he changed his title from Lord to Earl, and after some years he became Prince Julius Aegidius. And eventually, of course...
I hereby crown you Aegidius Draconarius, King of the Little Kingdom.
Thank you. Now, there's lots of things I want to do as king, and here's one or two to start with. First of all, none of my speeches are going to be in book Latin, and in my court we're going to use what the parsoner calls the vulgar tongue. But he won't mind too much because I'm making him bishop. Now, my wife now is Queen Agatha.
And I'm going to keep a tight hold on the household accounts.
She'll make a queen of great size and majesty. There'll be no getting around her.
At any rate, it'll be a long walk.
Now then, I'm going to start a new order of knighthood called Worm Wardens, who'll be my personal men-at-arms and keep an eye on the dragon while he's around.
No good'll come of all this, you mark my words.
I heard that, Master Smith, and you best be careful from now on, because I'm issuing a law against gloomy forecasts and unpleasant prophecies.
He's got you there, Smith, good and proper.
Oh, yes, and hearing Master Miller's voice reminds me that I'm making milling a royal monopoly.
What?
And I'm sure Master Miller will prove a loyal and true servant of the crown.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And you'll be handsomely rewarded, as will Master Smith and each and every one of you!
I've got a gold collar!
Chrysophylax often begged for his freedom, and there came a time, after some years, when Giles felt himself so securely established that he let the poor worm go back to his home.
So, Chrysophylax, we have reached the time of parting. You are a noble creature of ancient and imperial lineage, and though we began as enemies, we are no longer foes.
That is so, King Aegidius. They say dragons have bad hearts, and maybe we do, but I feel as fondly towards you, Master Giles, if I may be so familiar, as a dragon can feel towards anyone.
Then I say farewell to you, old worm.
And I'll say farewell to you, old Giles Worming, as I hear they call you nowadays.
I always said my master was terrible and splendid, and so he is. He's quite old now. His red beard's gone white and reaches down to his knees. He's still fabulously rich, of course, and lives in a magnificent hall with enough men-at-arms to fight off any enemies, even giants and dragons.
Eventually, the spot where Giles and Chrysophylax first met became known as Aula Draconaria, or Worming Hall, after the king's name. The face of the land has changed since that time, but in the days of which I have been speaking, Worming Hall it was, and a royal seat. And the dragon standard flew above the trees, and all things went well and merrily, while Tailbiter was above ground. Which brings this tale to its finish. Or, in the vulgar tongue,
The end.